Hello, Nuggets. It's your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you all so much for liking, commenting. I know that it's only the bots that are commenting, but that helps too. So, sharing and subscribing. Welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you guys need to book a personal, the information is down in the description box. There are also links to Facebook, IG, and Twitter. And Taurus, you have the opportunity to get a $10 30-minute message with me. So go ahead and get in contact with me for that. And that is my birthday gift to you. So let us get into the general energies. It's been, I don't know about y'all, but the moon affects me really deeply. So whatever is needing to go is gone. Whatever is needing to come in, we're right now in that, we're in the hallway, you know, leaving one thing and in between, starting the next. And it's really, it's quite blurry in this. It's kind of like a gray area, this hallway, because it's leaving some things that need to be cut off and left behind. Whatever that is for you, take it as it resonates. And then stepping into whatever this new thing is God has going on, okay? It's truly a blessing to witness what's going on. And so channel songs. Anita Baker, Been So Long. Tamia, So Into You. Daft Punk, One More Time. And Montell Jordan, This Is How We Do It. It took me quite a while. It took me a lot of meditation this morning, which is the reason why the message is late. It's when God sits me down, I sit down and I make sure that I am doing whatever it is that I need to do to be listening. My body will be on autopilot, but my mind and my spirit and my heart go to God. And we get into this, a very intense conversation with one another, mostly where I'm listening and trying to be quiet and not be in that mode of petitioning and asking and that kind of thing, but where I'm really listening to what God is trying to say. And today it's been a very divine timing kind of energy. Let God be God. We can't force things. We can't push things. We cannot do things before it is time for them to be done. So take your time. If what it is that you're trying to do or trying to get done, you feel like you're forcing it, don't force it. That means that something else needs your attention, so that whatever that is that you are trying to do and you're trying to force, other things need to come into alignment before you take action on it. Okay, so be very mindful of that. Be that is being in tune. That is listening to the flow of divine. So let's be sure that we're doing that, because it's I don't know about you all, but I learned that when I move in my time, it takes forever to get something done. When it's my time, when it's me trying to push and trying to force, I mess up so much stuff and have to go back and do it over. When I tell y'all I cannot stand repeating myself, like seriously, it burns me up. So it's like, if I had just been patient and taken my time and not tried to force it, I wouldn't have to start all over and do it again. So being in tune into you, that's what I'm feeling that we're doing right now. God is calling us to get in tune with what is being divinely exchanged between you and God, between you and universe, you and whatever it is that you, I'm not getting all off into your personal relationship. This is about the general gist of it, okay? So take that as it applies for you, all right? For some of us, this is a repeat of something, because either we did not learn the lesson, or there is a part 2 to a lesson, okay? For others, it is getting back out there, doing it again, not giving up, persevering, okay? And this time you can it's not really a start over, because it wasn't a failure. There are no failures. There are only things that did not work. So trial and error, those things we know do not work. So let's keep going, keep pushing to get to that thing that does. Or let's allow divine timing to get us to the place and space of where it is that we are not only destined to be, but where it is that we long to be. Destiny also, is a longing. It matches with your what it is that you wants you as well. So it's like two magnets going towards each other, pulling each other together. It's all about divine timing. So when it's time for you to sit down, go sit down. When it's time for you to move, move. When it's time for you to pick up a book, when it's time for you to write a verse, whatever it is that you are being called to do, you will be inspired to do so. Your heart will call you to do so. Your soul will pull you into that area. So do what it is that is being divinely given to you to do at this time. That was a lot just for the channel songs, y'all. There are gifts awakening. There is time. This is now the time for us to see who we truly are within ourselves, the God within us, activating God's divine power within us, that Christ consciousness power. Jesus was aware of his divinity. He was aware of his power. He was, there's confirmation right there. Jesus was aware of who he was. He was aware of his divinity. He was aware of the power that he was given. So if we are supposed to be co-heirs, which means Jesus is, our brother, don't that mean that you still have that same kind of power within you? Isn't that what that means? So the whole, the power of death is in the life and death is in the power of the tongue. Watch what you say. Govern your mouth. Whatsoever a man speaketh, so is he. What comes from his heart, that's what he is. So if your heart is not in a high vibrational place, that's what you're going to talk about. That's what you're going to focus on. Trust me, I know. If your heart is hurt, if your heart is broken, those are the things that you see. So, if your heart is alive and well and in a place of openness, a place of um, seeking the love, that's what you're going to feel, and that's what's going to be drawn to you. Anything that is not in alignment with that, there's hesitation, um, there's strife, there's stress. So that I do believe in the path of least resistance. Take it, but only take it when it is giving to you in a high frequency. If it's something that you feel like it belongs to you and you have to take it, probably not so much for you. I don't believe that you have to fight for love or fight for anything that belongs to you. If it is yours, if it is meant, it flows. Even when it's tough, even when it feels like it's, when it comes to relationships, even when it feels like, this is, I can't take it anymore. Look at it from the perspective of not the symptoms of what's going on. Get to the core of it. What is the core of the issue? And usually, if the two are truly meant to be this you with another person or an environment, whatever, it will flow for you. If it is not, and there is hesitation, and now this is different from, people seeing you go for what you want and them being jealous and them throwing shade and, black energy and all that stuff. That's different. That's some bullshit. Okay? That's something where they are in fear of, what it is that you will become. Don't worry about that. That part is, that's the dark stuff that has to do with them, and they're trying to bring you down to their level. You don't have time for that. Let that fall off. That's what this moon was about. Letting things go, letting things be, letting things transform and fall away so that you can move forward into your purpose. This is now intentional. What are you intentionally trying to create? Not just there's a flow, there's an ebb and flow, it's time to stop and do things that need folk. I hope this makes sense, because it is very much a dual thing. You go for it when it's time to go for it. You step back when it's time to step back. It's yin and yang, receive and give. All of those things are not just on it's not just opposite ends of the spectrum, because once you get to the middle of it, they're still connected. It is learning to balance those things. All right, so our TT Music Oracles, gosh, I think I actually think that is the message. I really think that's the message. We're going to do these music oracles that we have here, and I'm not going to pull any more cards. We're just going to, this is intuitive, all right? We have Calling on Angels by Train You by Raheem Devon. All Right by Kendrick Lamar. In Love Under New Management by Mickey Howard. Beautiful Day by U2. I Belong to You by Lenny Kravitz. Underneath we have Circles by the Gap Band. So, guys, we've been in this energy of low vibrational frequency when it comes to the collective, when it comes to trying to figure out what it is that our place and space and purpose is. and it's been a whole ego trip, to be honest. It's been a whole ego trip. What it is teaching us is how to balance the ego, which healthy ego is very good for you. It, you know, keeps you alive, it keeps you awake, it keeps you in clarity, it keeps you grounded. However, on the other side of that, very much is your intuition, your spirituality, your heart, things that are not tangible. Learning how to balance the two and walking your divinity is what I believe that we have been delving into the last couple of centuries. I'm hearing the last couple of centuries. I don't believe that for those of us who were raised in the Christian belief, I don't ever believe someone who is supposed to be a divine person who was made perfect and without blemish would ever tell anyone to worship him. I believe that what he was and what he was intended to be has gotten very much misconstrued, even from the book, the Bible itself. In my opinion, don't get me wrong, but this is just me. Paul was very instrumental in making Jesus a deity that I don't believe Jesus himself believed himself to be. He just knew that he was doing what he was called to do. Everybody else put this title on him. If any of us know, we know Jesus was not born a Christian, he was born Jewish. He followed Judean religion. So I believe that there is coming a reckoning, a balance, and understanding of truth, and of course, I feel that truth is in the eye of the beholder. Whatever that truth is for you, not just beauty being in the eye of the beholder, truth is in the eye of the beholder, because if I don't know something to be true, how is it true for me? You might think it's true for you, and that's wonderful, but my truth is true for me. Spreading the good news is taking on your own responsibility of your connection with your divine creator. That is a very big responsibility. So go out and do that. Get in tune with your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors. Delve into the possibility of God being able to talk to you. Explore that. Learn that. And do what works for your life. Not what works for somebody else. What works for somebody else works for them. But there is always the door of being inspired to go forth. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Thank you all so much. I love you. I love you from my soul. And I send you all blessings in life. Take care.